Alright, H1B holders, let's get real for a second. You know that feeling when your visa expiration date is getting closer and you start to wonder what happens next? Well, the job, the status, the stress, it's a lot. But here's the thing, you don't have to feel stuck waiting on your employer. There are several ways where you can take control of your future, and no, you don't need to wait for your company to make moves for you. You can take things into your own hand, own your own destiny, and then move forward confidently. So you're on an H1B visa. Sweet, right? It took a long time, a lot of effort, and a lot of luck for you to make it in the H1B lottery. So great. It's like your golden ticket to live and work in the US. But here's the catch. It is temporary after all. Yes, in the beginning, 6 years might seem like a long time to be on the H1B visa without having any issues. But nevertheless, trust me, as someone who has gone through this journey, as well as seen a lot of friends going through this journey, the 6 years go pretty quick. And the 6-year limit will then start haunting you. And with that expiration date looming over you, it is easy to feel like you're running out of time. And that's where the I-140 application for a green card comes in as a game changer. Hi, I'm Simon Shetty, your host and the founder of Smart Green Card. Quick heads up though, I'm not an immigration attorney, and this video is for educational and informational purposes only. So if you need specific legal advice, reach out to a US licensed immigration lawyer. This is not legal advice. So in this video, I'll share a few effective strategies that our clients followed to continue staying in the US and working in the US when their H1B visas were about to expire. Let's start with the basics. You can extend your H1B status beyond the 6-year limit on a 1-year to 3-year increment basis if you have a I-140 or a perm application already filed and approved. Number one, a 1-year extension is available if your perm or labor certification or I-140 has been pending for at least 365 days. Number two, a 3-year extension is granted if your I-140 is approved, but your priority date is not current yet, allowing you to remain in the US on the H1B status while awaiting the next steps for your green card process. Now, many people opt for that EB2 or EB3 green card category to extend their H1B status beyond those 6 years. But these require employer sponsorship. And let's be honest, securing a green card sponsorship is tough right now, especially with all the layoffs going on, because you might know whenever the company goes through layoffs, they have to freeze their green card process for a decent period of time before they can resume it again. And there are many other factors feeding into why it is uncertain to be dependent on an employer. Now, like I said, layoffs have forced many big companies to pause the perm process, which is often the first step in the employment-based green card applications, and you don't want that to keep dragging along. Plus, there is this other risk which most people don't really understand, which is sponsorship withdrawal. Companies change and your employer might withdraw your sponsorship, forcing you to restart your entire green card process. But here's the game changer. Self-petitioning is a possibility. Most people think that for employment-based green cards, you always have to depend on an employer, which is not the case. You can also self-petition your green card. Now, imagine being the one to take control of your immigration future. You don't have to wait for that employer to file. And the best part here is that we've got two powerful options in the self-petitioning space, which is the EB1A and the EB2 NIW. Now, let me share the strategy that actually worked. Some of our clients that didn't have enough time to prepare their applications for EB1A because their H1B 6-year limit was approaching. Well, if you want to know what the categories of the EB1A are, what the criteria are, how can you qualify, etc., just watch many other videos that are there on the Smart Green Card channel for a primer on that. But we have had several clients who were in the 6th year of their H1B without an approved 140. And they couldn't renew their H1B anymore if they did not have an approved 140. So here's how we help them. The first step is we help them build an extraordinary EB1A profile over a decent period of time that also aligned with the EB2 NIW criteria along the way. Step number 2, they filed for the EB2 NIW and got that approved because generally it is considered as having a lesser bar compared to the EB1As. So if you are aiming towards the EB1A, you can generally qualify for the EB2 NIW relatively quicker. And that's how they extended their H1B. because the NIW can be self-petitioned, they don't need to be dependent on an employer. The beautiful thing there is that it doesn't even have a perm process. They can directly file the I-140. And as of now, the premium processing for NIW is 45 days. And that's how their H1B was eligible to get extended indefinitely. Of course, there's step 3. They continued building their profile and later filed for the EB1 because, hey, you can get the EB2 NIW approved, but then you're still in the EB2 queue, which will probably take you 20, 30, 50, God knows how many years. So you want to get out of that queue, which is why you need to aim for the EB1. And all of this should be done in a very organic manner. You should legitimately build your profile and aim towards hitting the qualifications for that extraordinary ability visa by evolving your own work credentials. And the final step here, they reuse the EB2 NIW's priority date because it's relatively earlier than the EB1A, and they used it towards the EB1A and it sped up their green card process by a whole lot. So by choosing to self-petition the EB1A or the EB2 NIW, you take charge of your future and you fast track your green card journey. What do you think though? Have you ever thought about taking control and self-petitioning? It can be a very interesting thing to do. And for me personally, it was a world-changing, eye-opening experience because that's when you realize that, hey, yes, the pathways are all closed. You need to be too dependent on your employer, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is that silver lining to that cloud where you can use a tool called self-petitioning in certain paths if you are willing to work hard and work to a certain specific ability that you might already have. Drop your questions and thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon so you don't miss any important updates. Catch you later.